Hey y'all, Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. So OWN dropped a clip of Tiffany talking with Stormy about the alleged Home Depot situation involving Kiki. This particular situation was actually revealed a couple of months before it even aired on the show. When I saw Tiffany and Stormy sitting and talking about this situation, man, I started looking inside eyeing Tiffany and thinking to myself, girl, you are truly something else. So, yeah, I'm going to share my thoughts on Miss Whitlow. But before I do, keep in mind that the views I express, it's my views, it's my opinions. Everything here, it's alleged, and it is all for fair use. So, yeah, y'all. Word out on the streets is that Tiffany was actually the one who dropped that Crime Stoppers piece in a blogger's lap. And then it went viral all over these cyber streets, YouTube, and all the other social media platforms. It was alleged that she did it to keep her spot on the show. What a shame. That's why I was side eyeing Tiffany like, girl, you're a hot mess. Supposedly, CK, Carlos King, gave Tiffany a mandate to step it up or she would be stepped down. So if you guys hadn't paid attention, she's been a lot extra this particular season. Yeah, it seems like she did just that. She stepped all the way into the Messy Boots character. A little too strong, if you ask me. All in everyone's business and everyone else's marriage. Now, it's one thing to ask questions that we all want answers to, because I know that, she does that. She'll ask those questions that everyone else is afraid to ask, or they just don't know how to ask. She's just been really extra bold with it this particular season, starting with that whole situation with Sheree. But in my opinion, it is another thing to put trash out by sharing in the blogs information you have on someone, especially without talking to them first. I thought that was low down and dirty. It's not like she and Kiki don't have any familiarity with each other. They're on the same show, for goodness sake. I would have actually reached out to Kiki first and said, girl, did you see this? My concern would be for my castmate. My concern would be for just for another woman, for that to go out there and just knowing the whole situation with Kiki and all of her struggles, her trials, her battles. Tiffany is not ignorant of all of that. I mean, she knows all of that, just like we do. So, like I said, Tiffany is always in other people's business. And then she and Lou were really evasive about things that were happening in their marriage. However, Lou began to open up. He started when the guys all went to that. I don't know what that place was called. I forget the name of what the place was called, but they were in this room, and in there you get to smash up a bunch of stuff and release any pent up energy, emotions, anxiety, or whatever it is that you're holding. And it's then that he began to share that he was actually frustrated with he and Tiffany's sex life, or lack thereof, as it appears. And then during the episodes and everything, Tiffany was sharing how she really wanted to get pregnant. But we know Lou really wasn't feeling it. He also complained that Tiffany spent too much time away from home, and he felt that having a baby just wouldn't be the best thing because he wasn't sure that, she would be available for the baby, that, she would want to spend that time, that it may cause her some anxiety. It may cause her to feel some type of way because she likes to go. She likes to be out there in the streets, allegedly. And that's what I heard. But anyway, they kind of seem to sort of vanish for a bit. And then lo and behold, they show up and Tiffany's pregnant. And when I saw them come back pregnant, I was happy for them. But, in the back of my mind, I was wondering, well, what happened? Because I know that Lou was really adamant about not having a baby. I mean, they're grown. What they do is their business. I'm just saying, it's just like a whole piece that was missing from the puzzle. I was just wondering what caused the sudden change of heart. Not that it was sudden either, but what caused the change of heart? Like I said, they're not so forthcoming about the things that happen in their marriage, but Tiffany's all up in everybody's business. And then Lou, at one time, he was playing like the advisor, the one to give everyone advice. And now all of a sudden, these revelations are coming out about them having trouble in their marriage. The revelation about him being sexually frustrated and Tiffany not spending time at home. She's always gone, yet she wants to have a baby. He doesn't want to have a baby. They come back, they're pregnant, and yeah, like I said, there's just some pieces to the puzzle, in my opinion, that are missing. So yeah, so in the second half of the season, we find out that Lou is not particularly happy with his home life. In that trailer, it was also mentioned. I heard one of the guys. I think it was actually Chris Fletcher who mentioned that he and Martell were talking and they were asking, like, where is Lou? Have you seen Lou? Where has he been? And Chris Fletcher actually mentioned that he hears that Lou is hardly at home. So it seems as though there is trouble in the Whitlow paradise. And Tiffany, you need to get it together and stay out of other folks' business and get to the business of mending whatever is going on in your relationship, mending whatever is going on in your own situation. This thing about Kiki, if it is true that you leak that to the bloggers, then shame on you. Kiki came out even before this aired on the show. Like I said, we've seen it out on these YouTube streets. And she came out and she did interviews and things, and she talked about that situation. And she actually said that that isn't what it seemed like, and that it wasn't her, and that it wasn't true. But anyway, we'll see how this all plays out as far as Kiki is concerned. My hope is that it isn't true. My hope is that everything is okay with Kiki, because that whole situation and being on drugs just isn't an easy situation at all. But she has been very forthcoming in revealing the things that she's been dealing with. So we very much appreciate that. And as far as I'm concerned, the show is using her situation in a negative light when it could be used in a positive light to actually help people move through the situations, other people who are suffering with the same type of addiction and things like that. But like I said, Tiffany needs to get it together and stay out of other folks' business, and she needs to get to the business of minding what is happening at home before she looks up and Lou's not there, especially if the allegations are true that he's hardly there nowadays, because before it was the other way around. Tiffany was the one that was hardly at home. So again, Tiffany, shame on you if you were involved in trying to tear Kiki down. Shame on you for coming at her when word on the streets say that you allegedly have your own issue to deal with outside of not being available to your husband. We'll talk about that later as things play out on the show, y'all. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this particular video. I was just looking at Tiffany, like I said, and kind of side-eyeing her. This particular season has been like a whole lot of fake, and what is real is just not, to me, like the thing about Kiki suffering with the drug addiction and all that. It just seems like Kiki is going to be the punching bag, and she's going to be the one that everyone is like going at this particular half of the season. So anyway, looks like Kiki's going to be carrying the show this half of the season, because what everyone else has got going on, like Martell, is just a regurgitation of the same old. The Scots 1.0, 2.0, boring. And we're seeing Mel, she's showing up. She's trying to stay in a place of peace, stay in a place of zen. She is sharing, but, she's just, I guess she's pulled back so much. and not showing up as much so that they could kind of show up with their own storylines and not, playing off of her situation or using her name in their situations. But again, we still see where a lot of the castmates are still pulling their storylines off of the back of Melody and Martell. So anyway, we'll see how this plays out, and if there's anything else that comes up, on social media as it pertains to this show and these people, any more sneak peeks, I'll be back with another video. Until then, or let me say this, if you haven't done so, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will be back. Until then, ciao.